everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green today. Another awesome day in the market. We've seen the dollar pushing up. We've seen the VIX pushing up early, ended up pulling back. We new yields were doing actually pulling back as well. So it was a crazy day with the dollar pushing up and the VIX up. Pulling back in pre-market. We were expecting some downside, so this upside come out of nowhere. But the attitude we have at Trend Catalyst Traders is we straight up play the action. We don't let opinions get in our way. So if we were expecting this huge pullback and counting on that, we would have been paralyzed when this happened. And of course, that was not the case because we stay open-minded here. Now, we did have a nice candle. Let's look at today's candle. If it wasn't for the Fed minutes tomorrow, textbook says we should get a follow through. I'm not sure with the Fed minutes. I'm not one to ever carry anything home. I am a day trader 100%. I sleep better that way, knowing my money's safe. I can't do nothing about it with options at night anyway. I may trade something in pre-market or, trade one of these little small caps. But for the most part, I don't hold anything overnight. That's just the way I trade. So you can see the SPY, we pulled back in pre-market. There was a lot going on. We were expecting a fairly good size flush to the downside, which did not happen. We started to chop around in here, trading in this tight range. I started putting trend lines, and we ended up popping off that trend line, pulled right back. This was the time to get in here because you're flagging against your 9. You're above most of your major moving averages. You got your 200 up here, but you have room to make money. Got a pop here. Seeing a red candle, I was like, treat that as a scalp, cut it. Pulled back to this trend line here, which was not drawn yet, but you pull back to your 20. Could have took a trade there, got above your 9, got this candle opened up above your 9. That was confirmation. Chopped around a little bit, pushed some more. Come back, and this is when you can start looking at this trend line. I didn't draw this till we got through up in this area, but you can see we kept coming back to this area. So that's when you start, putting lines to see if it'll respect that. And as you can see, it kept coming back, respecting it, kept pushing very strong. I ended up trading the SPY once and Tesla 4 times. All of those trades went out on trade alerts. So let's take a look at Tesla now. We have quite a bit to go over. I'm going to try to move through it fast as I can so we're not taking up too much of your time. Appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. So, in pre-market, of course, I trade Tesla on a daily basis so I can send out trade alerts on a daily basis for Tesla. So we were watching the 650.87, which is a level we have previously talked about. The line was not drawn today. It's been there. So we come down, tested that, and we started to push. You can see this is very, very choppy. Did not trade in that. Started to trade after we started moving. Actually, this was my first trade right here. So we pushed up, big, strong candle. But this big wick here was, to me, was a buy signal for the short side. So I opened some puts here, wrote them down to the downside, started to come into this area, which I was starting to recognize something happening in this area, but of course I didn't have the trend line drawn yet. Didn't even draw the trend line until later in the day, but you can see we come back to this trend line. The 20 basically got back above the 9, push back up, come back in, push back up. So I was telling the group about this little wedge that I had drawn, wedging against this support level, which we drew this level in the video this morning so everybody would know where it was at. And of course, this wasn't here yet. I drew it off let's take a minute and go back and look. Let's go to the 15. So if you go to your 15-minute chart, you can see we have been to this area and struggled at this area for a few days now. So of course I put a line there. We hadn't made it to it yet, but I'd already had that line in. Let's go back to the 5. So when we got above it and we come down and retested it here, I drew this downtrend, took this downtrend out. That provided a nice trade. I will say I did not take over 100% on either one of those trades, but my first call that I entered did move over 100% today. It was over, last I checked it, it was over 2,300, and I got in around 11. And please keep in mind that you can trade different strikes, and in the group, of course, we will help you understand strikes and help you pick your own strike. So even though the trade alert comes out, you may not be comfortable trading that strike, or that strike may be too expensive for your account. We will help you find a strike that will fit you better. So RBLX, we had a dark pool come in on it this morning, so that put that on our radar. It come in pre-market. So that was on our radar. Got a nice push right from open, pushed up. You can see the test to the 9 there. You see pull back here, but back above your 9, pushed up there, come back, retested your 20. That could have been another move there. One that was very strong today was CHWY, which was from our Charts Worth Watching video yesterday. Just a video we put together with some charts that we hadn't talked about in a while. You can see this pushed up, tested this VWAP, pushed up, tested the 20, pushed up. Plenty of places to take an entry if you wasn't already in it. MU was very strong at open, which was surprisingly, because MU had earnings last week and they guided down big time. So it was a little surprisingly to see this one push. I'm not as surprised to see AMD push. Honestly, I've been talking about how we were short on it and how bearish the chart looked, but it was oversold. Was a good distance away from the 9 on the daily, so we needed to push up. Let's take a look at the daily. If I'm not mistaken, it was this morning. When we opened up this morning, we were 73, like $7-8 away from the 9 on the daily. So I'm not surprised to see this push, plus this 72.65 area, and that's, of course, we talked about that level in pre-market when we were opening up. We actually thought it would possibly be resistance, but keeping that open mind, seeing this candle pop to the upside, taking that 200 out, it's time to go in. Could have got a nice 10-minute or so scout right there. Seeing this candle pattern up here, letting you know that we're getting ready to see some downside, kind of a tweezer top, pipe topish there, and letting you know you got downside coming. Testing your VWAP here, push up. So that provided plenty of different opportunities to get in. It kept crashing down below the moving averages, so you wouldn't want to be into it, but kept popping back up. So there were several trades there where you could have entered with calls and profited, cut it, got back in, profited, cut it. Palantir made a nice move as well. That's another one that we've been watching on our day trading list that we do a video of in the mornings. This pushed up, chopped around for a little bit, but when it started to go, man, it just ripped and come back in. Once again, you can see your entries here. And of course, we're looking for 5-minute confirmations. We're taking our entries off of the 1-minute chart, getting the best deal possible, buying the flags on the 1, but waiting for 5-minute confirmations. So very, very powerful setup. So we also knew crude was pulling back. I mean, crude took a beating today, and being so informed inside of our Discord, we have squawks. We have a lot going on, a lot of ways to we get a lot of information, so we know pretty much what's going on in the market. Knowing crude's pulling back, there is short opportunities here, and this wasn't the only one. Energy plays just pulled back. Just Chevron, you see the same setup, rip down, come back, but testing your 20 there, opening up below that 9, put entry. Of course, that's your confirmation. You want to go to your 1-minute chart, get your best entry as possible. Amazon was really strong today. You can see Amazon didn't chop around as much as the SPY did. The Qs were actually stronger for a while today. They come after tech. Was expecting more of a defensive side, and they come after tech tomorrow. If the market pulls back, they'll go back to the defensive stocks. You can see we come up here, flagged right here, tried to take the 200 out, struggled with it, but that could have made an entry. You can see several different places. This wick right here letting you know, hey, it's time to get out. Could have took profits there, even possibly traded the pullback into the 20. Of course, you never know whether it's going to take that 20 out or not, so you have to be ready to take profits. You can always get back in. Even if you have a small account, I would rather take one winning trade a day than lose trades every day trying to get more money out of these trades. Sometimes when you're a new trader, just taking profits, growing your account while you're learning is huge. Helps build your confidence levels. This is stuff we talk about all the time in the Discord, the emotional side, the psychology side of it. You can see right there a nice flag to the 9, several different places to get in after it started to rip. Meta pushed as well, which was a little surprisingly because there was bad news that come out on this over the weekend. But you can see it got above all your major moving averages there and above majority of your pre-market levels and ripped. That could have been an entry, flagged over to the 9, pushed up. Seeing this red candle, seeing the wicks, it's time to take profits. You could have got some short side to pull it in down here, got underneath the 9 and pushed. Wouldn't have been a big trade, but with calls and the proper strike, they pay nicely. Getting back above your 9 here and your 20, got upside right there. That was an entry. Or the more conservative trader may have waited till we got back above those candle bodies. Still could have got an entry there. Tested the 9. There's an entry. Come back, tested the 20. Got above, opened above. There's another entry. Like we keep saying, 5-minute confirmation. Take your entry off your 1-minute chart, looking for a flag, taking the best prices possible. Another one from they were coming after some of the pharma names today, and Moderna just happened to be on the list yesterday, so it was on the radar. Push up, flag, push up. You see that gap right there. That's a sign of momentum. Even tried to flag a little bit here. Another push up, putting in a tower top up here. It's time to lock in profits. Open below that 9. That's an entry right there to the downside. It's nice when you get a decent trend and you can trade stocks in both directions. Another one that a small cap, I don't recommend options on these small caps. If you want to trade options on them, your best bet is to probably wait till you understand a little more about options. I prefer more liquid stocks, but you can see big volume poured in. Matter of fact, that's how we found it was we got a volume pop and it come across their squawk. See it pushed up and started to flag. Plenty of opportunities there. Let's look at 2 that's moving tonight. Small caps. CKRN and T. This one had earnings, I believe, big gap down. So that could be a short opportunity or some possibly a put opportunity. I don't know how the liquidity is. It's not I thought it was a smaller cap than that, but it's moved down just about $6. And one that I posted to Twitter tonight, this was all over our scanner. You can see this popped during market hours and has had a big push. It's a small stock here, so this thing's moved over 100% from right now to where the entry would have been to get in here. But if you missed it there, you could have took an entry here. You could have took a shot at it here. As long as you're holding the 9, you're good. Blew up again. This could be a trade for tomorrow. There's a good chance there's going to be traders who are going to wake up in the morning. They're going to run their scans. They're going to see that they missed this trade. This thing's moved over 100%, and they're going to FOMO into it. We take advantage, not to take advantage of anybody, but if they're going to FOMO into these trades, we don't FOMO, but we use their FOMO against them, and we're able to take advantage and make money that way. When it comes to the small caps, I don't trade them as much as I used to. Actually, I barely trade them at all. I'm so busy trading options and with the group trading options, but we still have members who are trading small caps. And if you are interested in learning how to find stocks like this and stocks like our RMED and some of the other ones that we posted today, if you're interested in learning how to find these without running scans, we provide the resources right here in the Discord. If you're interested in our trading alerts or anything, learning how to trade, or maybe even you're just a trader, you're already a trader, even a decent trader, a good trader, but due to work, maybe you don't have time to search for catalyst, or you don't have the resources like live scanners, live news squawks. All that's provided in the Discord for one. We offer one tier here. It's $30 a month. We don't have 5 different tiers for people who have deeper pockets can get better resources. Everybody here gets the same amount of information, whether you need from the trading courses to the options, my own personal options videos, to the catalyst information, to the live trading commentary inside of the Discord. So the live trading, the trade alerts, one tier, $30 a month. So if there's, if you're a struggling trader, if you're having, trouble with even with emotions, we work with that. If you're struggling with the psychology part of it, if you're struggling with a strategy, if you're struggling with plan building, if you don't have a plan, please don't take another trade until you build a plan. If you need help building a plan, please reach out. You don't have to be in a Discord for, to answer a couple questions. We do have a lot of free educational material in our Facebook group, so join us there. My plans been updated a little bit, but actually my plans actually posted in the Facebook group along with a lot of other educational material. If you're not following us already on Twitter and Instagram, we post a lot of catalyst information, so you do not have to be part of the Discord to get trade ideas and to be rewarded with good catalyst information. It's nothing like the Discord. Everything goes to the Discord, so there's nothing like that. And the live market commentary, being able to ask questions when you're trading, being able to see. So not only do I put out trade alerts, I'm actually talking about them. And a lot of afternoons, I'll put up a second screen, not just the trading room. I'll put up a second screen outside of the trading room. That way the scanners and squawks stay up. And I'll share my screen and we talk about different setups and price action. So this is basically what we do. We're here to help new traders, and we're helping traders who already know how to trade but maybe just don't have the time to search for the information, or people who just want, a better understanding of the market. So I hope everybody has a great night. I hope this is helpful. Make sure you catch the video in the morning so you can see what our oscillators are doing. Are we oversold? What's our put to call ratio look like? How is the market structure looking when it comes to the market sentiment going into the FOMC meeting tomorrow? And I hope to see you in the trading room. Have a good night. Oh, by the way, the links to all the groups and the Twitter and Instagram are in the details. Hope to see you in the trading room.